everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Fourtress of a podcast about movies, TV shows, video games, and lots of pop culture and nerd things. My name is Oscar. I'll be one of your hosts today. And with me, per usual, we got Devin, also known as the Brains, and Mr. Nowhere in the house.
Yo.
We may or may not have another host come in for our main topic later in the show, but for now, it's just the two of us. But it's good. Fine and dandy. We got a lot of show to talk about. How you doing, Devin?
Doing good, man. Very excited for today's topic.
Me fucking too. I apologize, listeners, if you heard me munching. I'm trying not to make too much noise. But here we are. Yeah, this is one we've been waiting for a while to talk about. So I'm very excited.
Yeah, amen.
But before we get into that, we got a lot of news to get to, Devin. So should we hop into that?
News talk.
Man, it was trailer. Wait,
Mom's Pacetti.
We should just call it Clayton Homes because, man, it is a trailer park week.
It is nothing but trailer park week this time, listeners. Yeah, because the world just threw out a lot of shit. Let's talk about the first one that came out. Mm-hmm. It is for finally, because I forgot that they kind of continued filming because they are in the UK. The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, Season 2 got a little teaser trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I will admit from the top, I've only watched all these trailers one time.
Same.
And this was like last week, so I don't know how fresh my memory is on them. But the obvious being the big one from Rings of Power. I will say non-spoilers for books. Well, we could say spoilers, and listeners, if you don't want to if you don't want to hear about it, then skip to the next section, or the next trailer. But I don't think we're gonna be spoiling anything wasn't already spoiled in season 1, so I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But obviously the big thing in this trailer is that look at that, Sauron got a new do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He finally got the do.
It's good. I'm gonna be interested how they're gonna put him back in with the elves because he already exposed himself, and then he's gonna be a deceiver. Well, I mean, but he is he's a master of deception. But
right,
the fact
how can he do it twice?
It kind of sucks that they did this reveal in the trailer, even though like you would definitely see him a mile away,
right?
Like in the show. So I guess that's why they gave it away. But I don't know. I guess,
go ahead.
Well, I guess maybe it's gonna be one of those things where like instead of it being a big reveal, it's just like it's kind of like Palpatine, in the prequels. Like It's like, oh, who could that be? Like we all maybe it's like the audience is kind of the audience already is aware the whole time. And
I wonder if this is because I wonder if this is like because they know that so many book readers already know that Sauron from the get-go, like there wouldn't have been a reveal for those book readers. So they're like, we're just gonna spoil it and try to maybe do a different take on it, which I get. It's interesting. I'm interested to see how it plays out because obviously it's like it's like the Superman and his glasses. It's like how do y'all not know his face?
He went from stock basic man to basic elf. And that's basically what he looks like. Yeah. So
I will say it looks good though. He looks good.
Mm-hmm.
He looks good as Anatar. But
I'm really curious.
I'm excited.
To see how they'll play it. But it looks like we're gonna get some legit cavalry scenes, which will be cool. Try to emulate some of the best of the originals in that sense. So they definitely could improve on the last cavalry charge from last season. That was fucking lame.
Yeah, I agree.
So action could be upgraded in basically every single way.
So
I don't know. Maybe they learn some lessons. I don't give a fuck about Isildur. I gotta be completely honest about young Isildur. I don't care at all.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah,
he's in there somewhere.
Yeah. I don't care that much about it. I'm here for the Sauron Galadriel stuff, and maybe seeing Gandalf turn into Gandalf.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited. It's coming out August, I think. So yeah, it's pretty soon. Next one. This one's hilarious because it came out I think like an hour after the Rings of Power one because HBO just don't want them to catch a break. The House of the Dragon Season 2 trailer came out the same day because even though they're not coming out at the same time like they did last time, they're coming out at different times, so there was no overlap. But they still had to just give one more dig in there. Be like, check this show out. We got fantasy. We got dragons. Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it looks like more House of the Dragon. So, we're all gonna watch it. Very exciting stuff. See the war actually happen.
Yeah, that's what this trailer. I didn't really learn anything new. Just I'm excited to see the show. So.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I think that starts July.
I thought it's June.
July. June? Is it June?
Maybe June 16th or something. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, June. That makes more sense. I knew it was June or July, one of the two. So you're probably right. But yeah, very excited. Yeah. This one I forgot existed. Another HBO show. It is for Dune Prophecy.
Yeah. What the fuck? This came out of absolutely nowhere.
I feel like I heard very, very vague things, and then it left my brain immediately.
Yeah. They got some people, though.
Yeah. Mark Strong looking real dope. I mean, I love Mark Strong. Yeah. The rise of the Bene Gesserit, the clan of women that control the world.
Nasty women, those Bene Gesserit. Nasty women.
Oh God. Damn it. Yeah, it's like 200 years, I think, before Paul Atreides. So look,
wait, did you say 2? I thought it was 10, but maybe I misheard.
Was it 10?
Either way, Dune has crazy long plot lines like that, so it could be either one. It would be about the same.
No, I thought it was, yeah. Wait, how many years did you think it was?
10,000.
Oh, maybe. You might be right.
I don't know.
It could be.
Either way, Dune be like that. So, but yeah, I guess there's going to still be Harkonnen.
Oh, it is. It's set 10,000 years. Yeah, 10,000 years. God damn, that's a long fucking time.
I mean, I guess they need some time to let their plans cook.
It makes sense. But god damn, that's a long ass plan. That's the longest. That's like The Rock waiting to make Black Adam long. God damn.
I have a fear for this show because I think it could be really cool, but it also could just be a lot of talking without a lot of payoff.
I think this could be really boring.
I think it looks. I mean, it's just a teaser, but it looks like it could be not a whole lot going on.
I mean, look, it could go the Game of Thrones route in terms of obviously the Bene Gesserit use sex through many of their manipulations. That's how they've created this. They got to Paul into trying to create this perfect godchild, and so maybe they're going to Game of Thrones. It was like they're going to have a lot of sex, a lot of political intrigue stuff. Now, will it just be that, or will there be some, some daggers in the night type shit? I don't know.
I bet there will be, because I mean, I think there's several books out that cover like Leto Atreides and Paul's like grandpa too. And there's I'm not going to read them, but they're out there, so people, I guess less care about kind of the political intrigue stuff before Dune.
Because this one's based off the book Sisterhood of Dune.
Okay.
So that's interesting, but yeah. So the two kind of leads are they're Harkonnens. They're Harkonnen sisters that are
that'd be interesting. It would be kind of cool to have like a plot twist of like Harkonnens being good guys and then Atreides being bad guys or something, just to show how that shifts through time.
Yeah,
but
like I would love for this show to be like a 2-3 season max, even a 1. I don't know how long you could make this go for, or it's like a weird like anthology where it's like it jumps like 1,000 years between seasons.
Good, definitely
because but I'll give it a shot. I'm gonna watch it. I'm intrigued by the world, but I'm not sure how interesting it can be.
Yeah, and especially given that how it's all gonna end, I wonder how engaging it can really be. Like given that this is 10,000 years before the big shakeup in this universe, how invested can you really get to the material? And I guess you just got to be a Dune fanatic, which I guess there are plenty of people. Dune deserves its own like spin-offs and things like that. It's worth.
Yeah.
I think it's worth it, given that kind of was inspiration for Star Wars and other kind of things like that. So,
right.
I think it's cool to see more of it. Just curious which way they'll take it. But I don't know. Yeah, the first teaser doesn't look like there's gonna be a lot of action or CGI. So,
which could it could be beneficial, but I
maybe they're working on stuff.
If the writing in there and the political stuff is good, because like if it's like on par with the best of Game of Thrones type shit, I'll be there for it. Yeah.
So HBO is gonna have the prequel to Game of Thrones and then the sci-fi Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
so just a lot of Game of Thrones type shows.
That's all they want. They're like, we need the next Game of Thrones. and they know House of the Dragon's only gonna last for what, like 2-3 more seasons after this one or something like that. So they're like, we got to find the next thing.
Next year they're gonna announce Mass Effect, another politically sci-fi show, politically motivated sci-fi show.
Oh man, yeah, wouldn't be surprised. But all right, moving on to our final trailer of the week. This is for a video game trailer. This is for Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Ooh.
Finally,
I forgot.
Japan related Assassin's Creed game that everyone has been watching for like a decade.
Right. Yeah, this looks fucking sick.
Yeah, just a CG trailer, like a story trailer. No gameplay, obviously, but I mean, we know what Assassin's Creed is, but I'm so excited to see it. But like, yeah, this trailer was good. This one actually like jazzed me up for this.
And by the way,
obviously,
sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Keep going.
Well, I was gonna say, obviously, the big thing here, one is you'll be playing as two characters, one samurai, one shinobi,
which will be cool.
Ninja.
I think that'll be really cool to kind of separate, because Assassin's Creed, I think, has tried to combine those two things for a long time, and it doesn't really, like, it works. Like, you can, it's fun to kind of make it an action game, but I do like that, like, if you're playing as Yasuke, you're going to be like, okay, this is like action. I don't have to sneak around. I can just, go right in action style. But if you're playing as the other, I don't know the other character's name, the shinobi assassin, but if you're playing as her,
she's I don't remember what her name is.
I don't know her name yet, but I will. But then, so if you're playing as her, you want to be kind of stealthy and like sneak around and kind of play the true Assassin's Creed style. So I think it's cool that they're separating it out by character and kind of just doing something different,
Yeah. No, they did something similar in I think it's Assassin's Creed Syndicate with the London one, where you played as a brother and sister duo, and the brother was more of the haymaker brute force guy, and the sister was more of the stealthy one. So they did something a little similar to that.
Man, that one looked really cool, and I just never played it. I don't know. It was kind of in a weird transition, maybe like end of the 360 era, beginning of the Xbox One era, and I just kind of never.
It was fine,
but I always meant to.
It was fine. It was decent. I don't remember the story being the best thing in the world, but because I don't really remember what happened. But
just if anything, just fine. Getting to walk around London, because they do a lot of good work, like this maps being accurate. So that would be cool.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm super excited to see with this one. Like because obviously, I mean, look, it's a fun. Things like this happen in life where just weird coincidences happen. Like now everyone's obsessed with the fucking 1600 era of Japan.
They timed it perfectly. Shogun comes out. And like, yeah, man, we're all.
I bet you Ubisoft was like, "Thank God."
Yeah.
Oh yes.
If you were disappointed by lack of a battle in Shogun, it's okay. You can just come over here and make your own battle in this game.
Exactly. It literally, I think it takes place in like 1579, so 20 years before Shogun. But so I would do wonder like how if we'll see any characters that were inspired by and from that type of show and era.
Well, yeah. But and I guess we should probably also discuss the not so great stuff that has come. Every post I've seen about this now has just had a lot of racist comments and people just being like shitty. To be fair, though, I've seen a lot of people actually, counteracting those arguments, which is good. But like, man, people just need to chill out. And also, like, Yasuke's based on a real person. It's a real person. It's one of the coolest. Like when I first watched. I think it was a YouTube video I watched about Yasuke. I was like mind blown. But this just shows you how the world. I love stories like this because it shows you how the world is a more connected place than maybe you've been led to believe. And so, I don't know, just like historical outliers and stuff like this are great. So,
I mean, explain Yasuke. I don't know if listeners don't know who Yasuke is. Do you want a brief summary on him? There's not a lot on him, I would say. But
that's the thing. The sources are a bit fuzzy, but they do know for a fact that there was a black man who came to Japan with some Portuguese. He was a slave with Portuguese missionaries. And then the warlord at the time, Oda Nobunaga, one of the three great unifiers of Japan, found him just kind of hanging out one time. And he was so just shocked by this guy, because I guess Yasuke was really tall. And obviously, I guess they were also confused and surprised about the color of his skin. So like Oda's like, hey, I want that guy to join my entourage. And he like rose to like a place of honor and became like a samurai and just kind of had like a whole life in Japan. And they don't really know where like Oda Nobunaga was killed while he was unifying Japan. They don't really know what happened to Yasuke after that. Some people say he ended up with the Portuguese, which I hope just did not happen, that would be tragic. So maybe they'll play with that in the game. But, you know.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like Assassin's Creed, they've been known to, like, they twist and turn history for story purposes. But they do, like, they do. And I think that's why I'm very excited about. Is like, because of that vagueness, they can kind of do what they want almost in a way.
And that's another great point, because this being the Sengoku era of Japan, this could be so much fun, because like I also wonder how they will portray the three unifiers, if they do, like what part, you know. But it could be like at the start of the game, it literally could be broken out into the different daimyos ruling the different parts of Japan. There's like, you know, I think 7, 8, maybe more that ruled different regions, and then Oda Nobunaga was conquering one at a time. So maybe you'll be part of that, which would be crazy. And then you're kind of, you know, part of the process of unifying Japan. I don't know.
I mean, that sure does sound like little dots on a map that you got to take over slowly.
I feel like one game I kind of had, was it Brotherhood, where you had to like liberate cities or zones kind of thing? I forget.
Yeah.
But one of them had kind of a territory kind of thing. But like, I don't know, just saying the stage is perfectly set since they're doing Sengoku era, which would be like, there's a lot of fun things they could do with it. So I'm excited to see what they'll do. But this might be one that I don't wait for, you know, wait like a year for it to come out. I might actually get it earlier.
I know. We'll see. I'm just like, I think I'm 2 games behind at this point, but I don't know if I'll play.
You just got to skip some. Valhalla's way too big.
That's why I haven't started. That's the one I'm on. I'm like, I don't want to. I don't want to.
I started it and I don't think I have enough time to pick that one back up.
Yeah. But no, this looks, I mean, the trailer was dope. I mean, the action looked cool. I think the soundtrack in the trailer was really sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool looking. But I'm excited for this one. Who would have thought? We're back to being excited for Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. And honestly, if anybody out there is upset you're going to play as a Black Samurai, just chill out, man.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's going to happen because people suck.
It's a video game. First of all, it's a video game where you jump out of towers into hay bales and you're fine. And second of all, it's based on a real character. And third,
and also we went to Atlantis in Odyssey. Like, we saw Atlantis. Like, what are we talking about historical accuracy?
But third, just, you know, history is more complicated than you think. So maybe just chill out and learn.
Yeah, chill out. It's okay. You're probably still gonna play it, so just be quiet.
Yeah, please.
All right, that's all the trailers for this week, Devin. That means we are done with the news, done with the trailer park. So shall we hop into our very exciting main topic of the week?
Oh boy, I can't wait.
But wait, look yonder. Another fellow mutant has appeared in the form of Alex.
I have arisen.
Put his name in big metal-looking numbers across an entire landscape.
Right? He's appeared from the sky in a ship.
Sleepy dead man.
From some ancient bird race of people where he was living with his robot legs. It is Alex.
My superpower is sleeping with my eyes open.
It's a good power. It's a good power to have. All right. Yes, listeners, Alex is here. So now we can move on to our main topic of the week. But first, we were trying another Fourtress. Guys, this is a Fourtress I don't think any one of us saw coming. We knew it was coming, but not this hard. And boy, I've been, at least me, I know Devin as well, has been very excited to finally get to talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, can we say at least for the small time being that Marvel is back? Is it possible?
Mm.
I don't know if I would go that far, but this show, listen, the X-Men are here.
The X-Men are here.
They're back.
Yeah, because we are in the fortress of.
Oh wait, we got to do the song.
And then we all run at each other in a big explosion.
Little magnetism power. Sick.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, listeners, we're fucking in the Fortress of X-Men 97. The reboot / sequel to the OG X-Men animated series from the 90s.
I don't think this is a reboot at all. This is just straight up a sequel.
Well, okay, not a reboot. I guess like
I tried to watch the original after, and it was tough.
I can see that being a hard. I watched a few.
I told you, man, it's a great background watch. Great, just have that shit playing in the background while you do something else.
Yeah. This show was really firing on all cylinders.
Yeah. My goodness. Yeah. 10 episodes. Non-spoilers at first. I mean, clearly we all fucking really this show. Again, just like when we knew it was coming, I was like, this is going to be fun. A little nostalgia ride. We'll hear the theme song. It'll be great. But I don't think any of us saw what was coming in this show. Like, that we'll talk about in spoilers. Like, this show is just like, holy shit. And I would even say, like, not flawless, but a nearly fucking flawless run for a show for these 10 episodes. Yeah. Like, there are very few things where I was like, nah, okay. But because, like, just like every week, it was just like, they just kept going, and I couldn't believe they were doing it. It was nuts. It was just like and I do wonder if it's like a thing where it's like, because like a lot of Marvel stuff has been a little lackluster, that like this being as good as it is, it feels even better than it normally would had it come out. If like at peak Marvel, if this had come out, would this had just been like another trophy piece on the mantle, and so like, you know, it sticks out a little more because it is, you know, the diamond in the rough. But oh my god, just so good. Yeah, what'd you guys think?
Yeah, I thought it was amazing. I think if it did come out in the heyday per se, I feel like it would have still kind of been a really profound piece of material. I think it's really beautifully made. The art style is like, I found it very teetering the line of like a allude to anime. Like the hair flips and the glass, the eyeglasses shines, and just the way the characters kind of do normal things, especially Cyclops. For as lame as Cyclops is, and it still is depicted and is in real life, he had some really badass, very anime moments. And I'm like, damn.
Yeah, there were some that was pretty cool too. With the visor, there were some cool shots where like people were reflected in it, whatever.
Yeah,
there's one like straight up anime shot of like Cable, I think, where it was just straight up anime, where he just like the colors all changed, like he went Super Saiyan kind of.
Oh yeah, man, it was a really, really cool style. I dug it a lot, and even down to like the grainy detail in the colors. It almost looked like you were looking at a comic book or watching TV from the 90s. Where the color saturation isn't quite perfect. It was really fascinating to watch.
Yeah. I think that really shone through in like the space battle scene where it does the, you know what I'm talking about? Like it felt something so retro, but it was so good.
Yeah.
No, I feel the same way as Alex. I thought this was just a slam dunk for them. I mean, and it made you feel something. Like
I was not expecting the feels. I was not.
Me neither, man.
I was like every other episode. I was like, damn, am I gonna cry at this?
All the like. I don't understand I don't understand how they do such dumpster fires with the live action they've done recently, and then they have such incredible characterization and good writing in a show here where basically every character has a great arc, and like everybody has something to do and something to say, and like, you know, has a role and has feelings and like feel like real people, and there's a lot of imperfect people that have like human interactions, right? Of like, it's like, who's right, who's wrong here? They're both right. They're both wrong. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the great thing about the X-Men. It always has been. Of just like, you could put yourself on either side and you can make good arguments for it. And I think they just really did a great job of like bringing the vibe of the X-Men.
Yeah.
Like, and
the X-Men were about family way before Dominic Toretto was.
Right. But I will say one of the things that probably my least favorite thing about the show that was the amount of times people without saying spoilers, the amount of times that people would say My X-Men, like these
group
of free thinking people belonged to a person.
My
like,
X-Men,
how many times do we have to
my
run
X-Men
down this
is
line?
such a good line though. Like when Cyclops says it,
I think that's why
it's so cringe.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's a line that they used a lot in the comic book, and that's probably why. I'm like, how many callbacks do we need though? Like, I get it.
Yeah.
Professor X really does love saying that. He really does.
In general, though, the language is so like whenever Magneto or like Professor X talks, it's just like this is so flowery. This is like Shakespearean. Like, you know,
it
like,
is.
Why are they so...
I mean, look. That's I guess like converting it to live action. That's why people like Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart, these fucking like great theater actors as well, were such good casting because they brought that shit to life. But you're absolutely right.
They did this in the original too, I feel like, where they just had like very, and maybe it wasn't as well written in the original, but like, I don't know, these characters are, and I also shout out to what they did with the accents. I love how they have representation of different accents in the show.
Oh yeah, like the Brazilian character Roberto,
Brazilian, and
he was cool.
Cajun. That was the thing with the original. It's like, why do they have this
Gambit.
Cajun and like Rogue has a Southern accent. Kurt has German. There's Irish characters in there at one point. I mean, just having again, like, you know, a broader base of voice. I don't know if they're broader voice actors, but just trying to show more diversity in there is great.
Well, for the most part, with just a few separate different ones, most of this is the original cast from that 90s cartoon come back.
Oh wow.
Like Rogue's the same, Logan is the same. I think Cyclops is different. And I think it's the actor that originally voiced Cyclops is now voicing Cable. I think something like that. One of them is doing that. Okay. Just because, like, they 2 decades later, you sound a little different.
Right.
But I think for the majority, they're the same. I think Professor X is different, and so is Magneto's different. But yeah,
dude, there were moments where I thought Cable might actually be Josh Brolin. I was like, is that him? Like, could it be? Like, maybe it is. Could be.
That's funny. Yeah. Let's get into spoilers then, because I know we're itching to get to it. Spoilers from this point on, listeners. Go do yourself a favor. Go watch this show. Like, I think even if you're not that big of a fan, like, it's just a fucking good show. For some reason, this show just knocked it out of the park. So spoilers from this point on. I think the first thing we should probably jump to is probably the biggest holy shit moment of the show, and it's episode 5. Remember it. It's the big Genosha.
Oh yeah,
fucking
easily the biggest episode.
Yeah. That shit came out of absolutely fucking nowhere.
Yeah, I was like, damn, this is some real life heavy shit.
Man.
God.
Because like up to that point, I had heard like episode 5 is gonna be ridiculous. I was like, okay, but what's it actually gonna be? And then it happened, and I was like, I couldn't have seen this coming in a million years. Like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah, so what exactly happens? Because I binged all of it in the past week, so it's kind of all
the one where they
together.
You know, they introduce Genosha, and then it gets absolutely wrecked by that.
For sure.
The Sentinels,
Mega Mold,
the
Ultra Sentinel.
That thing was fucking crazy.
Yeah,
3-headed Sentinel,
triple-headed Sentinel. Yeah, dude, just absolutely obliterating it. You get the death of Gambit. You think Magneto might be dead.
So cool though.
Like
such a
that. Again, like we'll probably talk about this in a bit about how this show just made characters that no one really cares about on the grand scheme of things, especially from the movies. It made you care about him. You gave a fuck about Gambit dying in this episode, man.
Gambit was one of my favorite characters as a kid growing up. I'm not gonna lie.
And same. He died thinking that Rogue was gonna leave him for Magneto, man.
I know, and he still did it, and he still saved her life.
She left him, right? She was like, "I'm gonna." Oh, but she was like, she was on the fence.
She told Magneto after they danced, she's like, "Sorry, something's deeper than skin." And she was not.
I think she's just wishy-washy. She chose Magneto, and then she went with Magneto, and was like, "Actually, I changed my mind again." Nah, that's
but she did.
She made up her mind, and then she changed her mind.
But I think that played into the thing because, like, she never got time to tell Gambit that she wasn't going to go with Magneto.
Yeah, you're right.
And
but
then
that's
he died. Oh God! And she's like, I can't.
She's got. Yeah, she got.
When the moment where you realize that she's touching his face without her gloves, and she says, "I can't feel you," it's like,
that was pretty.
He's really gone. He's really gone.
It fades to black.
Ugh. God damn, man.
Oh God, dude! Like the scene
I was
Magneto,
in disbelief. I really thought he was going to come back by the end of the episode until it fades. I was like, oh shit,
dude. I thought they killed Magneto too, and that scene of him just holding it and trying to save those mutants under him. And
they never. The next episode, they only said "and Magneto too" or something. I was like, oh yeah, he's definitely.
But they did a cool thing in the next episode where they didn't have Gambit in the opening credits where the names come up. Gambit's not in it from that point on in the show.
Oh wow.
Just to signify that, he said that's where they chuck Nightcrawler in there and someone else I can't remember. But yeah,
dude, his speech at his funeral was really nice as well.
Some of those little opening, some of the opening credits changed. Aside from the Gambit part, some of them changed episode to episode. So I tried to watch it a lot, but I didn't catch the Gambit part. That's cool.
Damn, I always skipped it except for like the first and last.
You skipped the theme song? You a fake fan, bro. You a fake fan.
It's true. Like it's a true sin. I need to go back.
But like, oh my god, just Gambit's death when he's like one of his last acts is he throws a fucking motorcycle at Rogue to save her life from about to be obliterated.
Charge that thing,
and then
charge it up.
He charges the whole fucking Tri-Sentinel.
So smart.
And just
that
was and it just shows that like Gambit could be such a fucking threat of a mutant, but he's just so held back by the fact that he needs to have a dumb card gimmick.
Man. Yeah.
But like that was just incredible. The whole sequence of like it sounds weird that they call it incredible because it's incredibly devastating to watch, but it's like what a well done emotional gut punch of an episode.
Man.
Like
when they're getting hyped
when it all starts.
Like, listen, Magneto had some great lines the whole series, but like
the whole,
he's like,
I think he had the best line in that episode that about the leaders, right? What did he say?
Yeah, they said like
in the second episode or whatever.
A terrorist to be like, we didn't think they'd elect a terrorist to be their leader. And he's like, yet so many of your leaders are like, you're fine with terrorists. Your leaders being terrorists. Like,
so many leaders in the United Nations are terrorists.
Yeah. There's
that's
I'll have to find them as we go through.
The show was trying to make. I feel like the show in general felt very politically charged, especially right now.
Oh yeah,
yes.
And saying how all this devastation that's happening in the world is so pointless.
Yeah.
I thought that was really strong.
It definitely tackled a lot. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But even more so than
I think it's more profound. It's because it's saying something, right? Mm-hmm. Like it's showing you real human problems like discrimination, like, you know, racism, things like that things that we deal with in the real world. And it shows you multiple viewpoints of how to respond to it. Right. Like, I just think it's so, I mean, listen, the saddest thing is that by the end of it, man, I'm on Magneto's side 100%. Like, I'm like, dude, all they have done is prove him right from the very beginning. Like, all they ever do is prove this man right. And it's like, I mean, after Genosha, that was like, you're proving his point. Like, how can you blame the guy?
Speaking of all of this, I thought that Roberto's arc with his family,
his mom
and hiding his true self, felt very much like it could have been an allegory for homosexuality.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, absolutely.
Even to the point of like coming out to his family and his mom like fake accepting him, but as soon as it hit like the public eye, she was like, nah, that's like, I don't accept you anymore. And him, the way he was like, yeah, fuck humanity, I'm gonna go with Magneto. I was like, you know, can't be mad at that. Yeah, for sure, bro.
But I thought that absolutely. Too, like that choice that Magneto gives him later, right? And like Rogue explains why she's going with him at that point, and you can't blame her. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, people have different reasons for.
Well, she's grieving from episode 5 on. She's just grieving, bro.
Yeah, but it's like she's a different person. She killed that guy.
Oh man!
I don't know how many people.
When she goes on that rampage at the fucking army base, and she just
goes in the army base, and she's like,
that was the.
What did she say? She's like, they're like, I thought you were the good guys. And she's like, nah, you killed them. Now you get me. I was like,
yeah. Oh my God.
I think
man, there's so many dope bar lines in this fucking show.
Her and Captain America are probably the only two superheroes that really killed a person, at least. At least one person.
Dude, she fucking takes
when she chucks that shield into the mountains.
That shit
she says,
"Oh
shit,
that was
bitch!"
badass. Yeah,
and then Captain America is just sitting there standing there like, "Fuck, now I gotta go hike up that mountain to get that shit."
Because he had to go find that shit.
I loved her line about making fun of him. He's like, "Oh, America's biggest RoboCop or whatever super cop, whatever she said."
Yeah, America's biggest cop.
True.
Dude, Rogue in the show is so much cooler than Rogue in the movies. Rogue in the movies sucks.
Oh, yeah.
Why did they take away her ability to fly, superpower, super strength, apparently?
Because they didn't want to explain all the shit. They didn't want to explain how she got her power. Because you know how she gets her powers?
She touches Captain Marvel, right?
She touches, at one point, Miss Marvel, before she became Captain Marvel, Rogue touched Miss Marvel so much because she was doing, like, she had to control her, do something and incapacitate her. She touched her so much that she ended up putting Miss Marvel in, like, a fucking coma. There's a whole episode about this in the original animated series.
Right.
And that's how Rogue gets all of Miss Marvel's powers, basically.
So have we seen Miss Marvel in the modern cinematic universe? Oh, okay.
They just went straight to Captain Marvel.
Well, I thought it was Brie Larson's There's too many Marvel people.
Miss Marvel.
Sorry,
Miss
no.
Marvel,
okay,
Captain Marvel?
So yeah. So Miss Marvel, not the Kamala Khan Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel was the original Brie Larson. Before she became Captain Marvel, she was just Miss Marvel.
She had like a black outfit with like a red sash, right?
Yeah.
And that's like an alternate Captain Marvel. Yeah.
But she doesn't have
that's
space
why,
power.
because they didn't know how to
super
explain
strength.
that shit.
Yeah,
I think so.
Homegirl was hella strong. She was beating that motherfucker to a pulp that last episode.
Oh my god, yeah,
when she clapped her hands in front of the guy's face, I was like, "This is hilarious."
That was so, she's clowning, just clowning him. That was so good. That was so fucking good.
Like, it's her or Hulk. I don't know who's gonna win, but that would be a good match.
Oh my god, yeah, like this show did such a fun, good job, and I guess I don't know, I don't know if it's just because it's animation, you can do more, get away with it, but just showcasing everyone's fucking abilities in such bigger and cooler and better ways. Like, again, shout out to fucking them. They finally showcased Cyclops in a way where it's like, holy shit, Cyclops is the dude. There's a reason he's the leader of the fucking X-Men. There's a reason why he's calling the shots. That first episode, when he jumps out the shit with no parachute and just, all right, everyone's cool? Cool. I'm just going to full blast this bitch and
good
land.
Job, everybody.
Because the whole time I'm like,
lasers into the ground.
Insane.
Yeah, that part was crazy. What I want to know is, I need Neil deGrasse Tyson to explain some of these physics and how these X-Men powers work. Like, how does Cyclops control the different intensities of his eye? Does he just open his eyes bigger and that makes it a bigger blast? Like, just open your eyes big all the time, though, because like we could really use that full eye open power.
So like most of the time he's like squinting and then
he's really narrow vision.
Like, I'm gonna really look at you. I love when he's really anime about it and he like flexes all of his muscles, throws his arms back, and he goes, "Oh,
yeah.
Like, my eyes are really open."
Yeah, they're like fully open.
So good.
Oh my god, that's absolutely how it works.
It's got to be right. But, I don't know what else it could be.
But like between that and like in either the first or second episode where he just solos that like warehouse of goons, but he's like using his blast to like fly across the room. He's using it to navigate rather. I'm like, bro, this is
really
fucking
do that again. They never use that.
No,
anymore.
but that was sick. I'm like, this is what the fucking live action movies, especially because we all know like they made Cyclops a clown in the live action. He was nothing in those movies. No offense to James Marsden, but like they didn't give him anything to do. But like, man, I was like, from episode 1, I was like, damn, Cyclops, I got you, Cyclops.
He's still a corny motherfucker, but he was kind of cool.
Yeah, I still think he's lame.
He's such a Chad, you know. Even Cable was like, "Oh, you have a Porsche," and he just kind of looks at him like, "Yeah, I got a Porsche." That's me.
That was
he would have a Porsche.
That's one weird plot point to me that. And I think that's one. I'm not critiquing the show, but there were a few things where I'm like, okay, I guess I just missed this episode, and you just kind of roll with it. But like the fact that Jean Grey was a clone for the first like 2 episodes.
How long was she a clone though?
That was weird.
How long was that a thing?
That's the thing we don't know because in the OG series, Sinister captures Jean like 3 times. So you could take a guess at when he swapped them. Who knows?
I feel like it had to be a long time ago if she was pregnant. So that had to be way before this one started.
It was definitely years. Definitely years.
But my thing is they gave an out because Jean Grey comes back and she's having a lot of tension with Scott, right? Because he's like had this whole relationship with a clone.
Because he's like a clone of her.
This is X-Men problems, right?
I can't believe he was psychically texting her the whole time, though.
Yeah, man.
I was like, bro, so Chad over here, man. Fucking Chad.
That was so funny.
He was hedging his bets, man. He was hedging his bets. But then she still ends up with him when like they
guys, it's the mother of his child.
It's like maybe we're finally getting the Wolverine romance that everybody wants.
No.
And then they just backed away from it. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? Cool. Fuck Scott. They literally gave you an out and said he can just like be with Madeline or just
that's the soap opera drama of the X-Men.
I missed when she decided to go by Madeline. I don't know when that happened, but
it was at the very end of whatever episode they find out she's a clone. The Goblin, the Goblin Queen for real quick sec, yeah.
Did she die? I forget. Did she get blown up in Genosha? No,
Madeline gets blown up in Genosha.
Yeah,
as far as we know, she's dead.
I feel like she's alive. She's got to be alive.
Right? No, Cable comes back to try to save them, and then literally like teleporting back and forth in time is when the building just gets obliterated.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. And she's right there.
As far as we know, the only person that survived Genosha was Emma Frost because she got her diamond powers at the same time.
Yeah.
So her skin can turn to diamond. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
And the few X-Men aside from Gambit.
Right. In like Magneto and Rogue and them. Yeah.
And there were like some other people around.
A lot of people. Yeah. Either way, a lot of people. It was crazy. It was crazy. But look, I will also like I have to give props to this show, and I did see that like they creatively did this on purpose. They basically sidelined Wolverine this entire series. He
didn't have a lot of
main
moments.
character. And like honestly, I do appreciate that because again, it highlighted all these other X-Men. Again, it's because we grew up in the era where Wolverine was the best. Everyone wanted to see Wolverine, and
I mean, he's still the top featured
still coolest
outside of the show.
He is, but man, they take his ass out. Can we talk about the moment when Magneto? That whole 5-minute sequence. When it was just left and right, shit was happening. I was like, "Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh my god!"
What, the last episode or which one?
No, the first, the second to last. When it ends with Magneto ripping the adamantium out of Wolverine.
They kind of just like put it back in his body, like.
No, it's out. It's gone.
Yeah, is it out?
It's gone. He gonna have blown claws.
I think
now.
Homie's
it's
not
out.
gonna have. Yeah, he's gonna be just a regular old.
Well, because like. Okay, but they like I forgot about that. But then he definitely like 5 minutes later they're like teleported to the future. It's like, do y'all forget that Magneto just got stabbed in the fucking abdomen? Like,
Magneto. I don't know how
he had a band-aid.
They just like don't acknowledge that at all. No. It's just like, okay, he's fine. He's back in like ancient Egypt now.
I wonder. I want to know. Like, they were so hot to be beating up all those people. Like, you guys just showed up. You don't even know what's happening. You're just gonna start beating people up.
They saw injustice and they're like, "Gotta go."
Like, you don't know what happened here.
He might have been the bad
Rogue
guy,
immediately went on. Well, Rogue's still hot.
It's Apocalypse that they rescued. He's definitely gonna be a bad guy, right?
Yeah.
Is it Apocalypse?
That's Apocalypse. That's Apocalypse before he becomes Apocalypse. Yeah.
Damn.
But then also we see in present day we have actual Apocalypse as well.
Really?
So. Yeah, the one who picks up the little like Gambit playing card. That's Apocalypse as well.
Oh shit!
So
I remember there was a kid. There was like a teenager. They were like, "Oh, Nathan."
That's the future. That's where Jean and Scott are in the future.
Wait, what did you say? They went to 3000 BC. They went to the future. Did they go somewhere else?
And then they showed one more shot in the present day. Genosha that's blown up in all the rubble.
Oh, I missed that.
You hear Apocalypse.
Oh, so maybe he'll bring Gambit.
Oh, absolutely. He's going to bring him back as one of his 4 horsemen. He's going to bring him back as Death. 1,000%. 1,000%.
Nobody ever really dies, right?
No. In comics? No. God, no. God, no. God, no. They'll be back the next day. But yeah, no, like speaking of the future thing, the Nathan thing, that seems to me like that is going to be, funny enough, there's a character called X-Man, and that is an alternate universe version or timeline version of Cable, But because we know how like Cable has that techno-organic virus in him, which is why they had to send him into the future in the first place.
Right.
And so Cable is actually like, he's like an Omega level mutant where it could, because he's got like the same kind of telepathic powers as Jean. So he's very powerful, but Cable doesn't have full access to that because he has to constantly use that power to keep the virus in him at bay so he doesn't die. And so this alternate version, X-Man Nathan Summers, is basically without that virus. So he's just like an all-powerful being, basically.
Oh, shit.
Tight.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah.
He's got one laser eyeball, I guess.
Yeah.
I kept waiting for that to happen because it's glowing all the time.
Yeah, that's going to be a weird setup for next season. Okay.
It really, yeah.
Speaking of that, though, like this virus thing, I was really fuzzy on Bastion's background. Like, I don't think they fully explained that very well.
Yeah.
Maybe I missed it, but like he was born a futuristic Sentinel in the past without any input. He was just a mutant that could like.
I think he's just half Sentinel robot, half human, and he's evil.
He was a mutant in like the regular timeline, but then he somehow. Like, I guess he had the ability to talk to machines. I think I'm just missing something. I think he
got something similar to like that techno virus, but it was something else that was from the future.
He got something from the future at some point.
Yeah.
So I don't know,
and
but
that's
like as a child. I think, so I don't know. That was kind of a plot hole to me. But,
yeah, it's a little fuzzy.
That
but I think
the whole logic made no fucking sense because he like. I mean, like a classic villain, he just devolved very quickly into like, I'm trying to save humanity, and then it's like, I'm just going to replace.
By the end, he was just pulling a Age of Ultron and wanted to throw a big rock at Earth.
Gotcha,
destroy the
gotcha,
planet.
motherfuckers!
Like,
I'm going to kill everybody.
I'm just going to do quick extinction. That's the best. It's the most humane thing I can do. Just kill everyone.
Clean slate.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So many plot things happen so fast. I was just like, yeah, sure, whatever. That's
yeah, it is still as serious and as like good as it gets, and it makes you feel stuff. It is still very much a fucking Saturday morning cartoon at times.
I'm fine with it.
Me too.
It's a fun ride, but like, yeah, that's the one thing I will say. Like, after watching the final episode of the season, to me, that's probably one of the weaker ones. But it's only because it's like a 9 in a group of 10s. You know what I mean? Like, it's like everything was clicking so well that this ending, for me at least,
action's so good.
Action was so good, but also like Bastion is one of those villains. Like a lot of them is like he's all powerful until he's just not.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden,
it was interesting how I felt like the Sentinel people were stronger than him because the Sentinel people like one shot every hero.
Right.
Dude.
But every hero was beating up a homeboy, like really beating him up.
Yeah. I just love that they
he was kind of cool though when he got those wings going.
Yeah.
He was cool. Look. He ripped off Cable's arm.
Rogue was like punching him into the fucking moon.
That was crazy.
That was fucking awesome.
Cool. But no, like I love how they put the crown on him to like disconnect him from all the Prime Sentinels, and he just never like thought to crush it or anything again. He's just like, well, now this is just stuck on my head. Like, never did anything about it. Like,
that's funny.
Yeah, no, that was great. I do again. Like, I like that they went with Bastion, a character that no one really knows or anything about, but they made him into something bigger and more. Like you know what I mean? Like they didn't just go with Magneto or Apocalypse
from the comics. Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
He's actually in. I'm pretty sure like one episode of the original series. He's like a weird one-off villain that they fight.
Oh, okay. Well, that's neat.
But yeah, so like I love that they do stuff like that because again, it just shows that like you can. It doesn't always have to be Magneto or Apocalypse or Sinister or some shit like that. You know.
Yeah. I actually, speaking of which, I actually recognized a lot of the characters.
Yeah.
From playing there's a lot of like MCU cameos, but I recognize a lot of the characters that had like a little bit of screen time or a few lines that I otherwise wouldn't, just from playing Marvel Snap when that came out like a year and a half ago.
Oh,
that game funny. Really prepared me to like recognize. I felt like I knew because I knew they do a good job of like quickly showing you like what those people's powers are and what their different costumes look like. So when Forge popped up on screen, I felt like I really knew exactly who that was. It took me days to realize like, oh yeah, I don't actually know or have seen him before. Like, I just know him from the little card game. Yeah.
I mean, there was there was like people in space. There were cameos. The Spider-Man cameo, Daredevil cameo.
Yeah.
There's some
Daredevil's
cameos.
Dope. There's, you see the Silver Samurai at some point. You see
Silver
Omega
Samurai,
Red.
That was cool. There's like a whole squad of people that were fighting Prime Sentinels at the very end. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
You talking about
like 5 or 6 of them?
Yeah, was it led by the dude in red?
Maybe they're like underground somewhere. Like fighting
probably.
Prime Sentinels.
I don't remember who the people behind him were, but I know Omega Red was like he's kind of a villainy character that's like a weird Russian experiment or some shit. He's also in the original cartoon.
There's one shot of Dr. Doom and Bastion's talking to him after Genosha, and he literally is disavowing war crimes. He's like, even Dr. Doom is like, I am not that evil.
Wow.
When Dr. Doom's telling you you're fucking up, it's like, damn,
I was like,
you are.
I was like, Dr. Doom is telling you you're committing war crimes? Like, oh my God, dude.
That's funny.
Crazy.
Dr. Doom.
Crazy.
Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
And then, Iron Man and Captain America just sitting in the office like, well, we can't do anything about this. Like,
right. Which, again, I forgot. Like, I love the 90s outfits. I love the Iron Man and Captain 90s outfits.
I did not.
Those fold-over
I like the 90s outfits, but I did not like I think the last episode or two when they went into like the 70s outfits.
The X-Men?
Yeah, the X-Men.
I love those.
It was cute, but mostly like Scott and Jean Grey's outfit just looked like so fucking stupid. Like,
I mean, Jean's is bad.
All their serious lines from that point on, I could just not connect with.
Oh, that's so funny.
I was like, you guys look like you're in a Halloween costume.
Did you catch the line when they were putting those on? Though it's like, what did you expect? Black leather.
Yeah, that was a cool callback to the first live action movie when they made a joke about like what else?
Yellow spandex.
That was very clever.
Yeah.
See, but that again, like homage, like that's they know the material, like they know what they're doing.
Yeah, kudos.
Yeah, you trust the writers when they do little stuff like that.
Oh, another cool catch. I think it was the episode that Genosha was about to crumble. They do a transition shot from the sky, and then they like tilt the view down, and you see the Watcher in like amongst the clouds from the What If series.
Yep.
That was crazy.
Cool. Very cool.
I had to rewind it. I was like, did I just see it? I was like, yep, there. It's a very just like nonchalant. He's just like his like silhouette is just like kind of outlined amongst the clouds, and he's just like seeing what's about to go down.
That's cool. Yep. That's
and they don't even talk about it. It's just like he's just there.
Yeah.
I was like, that is so cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. That I was thinking with like when you see Daredevil, I think Daredevil was one of my favorites. That was very cool seeing him in that suit. Like it looks sick as hell. And then get a random Cloak and Dagger appearance in there as well, which I thought that was kind of cool. You get Mr. Fantastic at one point. Morph is just a cameo machine. Morph, and also we gotta talk about Morph. Is he just the most powerful person in this world?
I don't know why he's not the Hulk all the time. He was.
Why isn't he just starting to like Galactus?
Dude,
or Thanos.
He also has the powers of whoever he is. That's better than Mystique.
Yeah, right?
It's got to be like, he's got to be nerfed a little bit, but it's just like, what the fuck? What, like, I need an explanation. What are the extent?
When he was Hulk and Jean Grey was throwing him around and spinning him around like the Tasmanian devil, I was like, you guys should just always, like, you don't need anything else.
Yeah.
Right.
Just be the Hulk in every single battle.
Hulk plus Jean Grey throwing the Hulk. Like, what else do you need?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that was great. But it was always funny. Every time that would happen, I'd have to rewind. Like, wait, whoa. Why is Quicksilver here? I have to think. Oh, wait, that's Morph. Never mind.
Into like 3 different people at once, and then it like back to back changes people, and that was like, wait, what? Who is this? Like,
yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange cameo was pretty cool. I'm trying to remember what else there was. Black Panther. We see T'Chaka looks like
T'Chaka.
That's cool. He even had a line or two. I really like the Spider-Man cameo as much as we see Spider-Man already. It was really cool to see animated Spider-Man doing backflips and stuff. Like, just I would love to see that more.
Yeah.
And we actually get more. We actually see Peter Parker and Mary Jane in that. I think the last episode, they were like watching a TV on the street. We actually see the two of them there. Yeah. That was kind of cool.
Hey, that Spider-Man show is coming out at the same exact time. I think,
oh shit, that's right.
Yeah.
Did they have any crossovers? They might have.
I think there might have been a couple. Spider-Man wasn't in the original series, but there might have been a few X-Men that hopped into the Spider-Man one. Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
I can't remember.
I loved how when the asteroid was falling down into planet Earth, and they're like, "This is gonna be like the dinosaurs. Like this is gonna really fuck up like the human race." And then on the news, it's like, "Yep," and of course, it's heading right to the northeastern side of America. Like, why is it? It's always New York. It's like everything's in New York. The X-Men don't even hang. The X-Men are in Pennsylvania, I'm pretty sure, but the asteroid.
I know. Yeah.
Best believe.
Speaking of their news in this, I love this moment that when I rewatched it, I was like, wait, this is so funny. Where they reveal to the world that Professor Xavier is alive, and then they immediately just spin it as like, see, the mutants lied. It's like, hold on.
Oh, I know.
You just acknowledged that we received extraterrestrial contact, like news about like another foreign civilization that's like this galactic empire of bird people. But the most important headline is Professor X lied, and he's a bad guy.
For
like,
sure.
Mutants are bad.
I would have been more excited about how clean that satellite connection was. Like they had some good televised shots. Like there was not a lot of loss. Like that is exactly the same angles that we saw.
Yeah. I guess maybe it's a world where they're just pretty like used to having communication with aliens, I guess. But I was like, man, like what a take to just spin that news and just be like,
right,
mutants bad, like.
Yeah, that's crazy. I wish
that
that plot line kind of came back. I get it was mostly as a way to show that Xavier cares about his X-Men that belong to him, but it would have been cool for those characters to make another or them to just mention them or something.
Yeah.
Maybe
I'm sure they'll come
later.
back because they play a pretty big role in some stuff. But yeah, it was cool seeing them, and like
you knew he was coming back the whole time. You knew.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely, absolutely.
Sure.
But it was very funny but like it was one of those like really like oh shit moments where you realize he's in the past. That whole storyline's in the past up until the moment where he sees Gambit in his like psychic vision, and that's where he realizes, oh shit, something bad just fucking happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, combat wise, I'm trying to think of any like dope set pieces. Like, shout out to the Wolverine Nightcrawler set piece where they're fighting all the fucking Sentinels in the mansion,
dude.
And we get to see what
cool.
Nightcrawler sees when he teleports. Like that was fucking sick, man.
Cool,
yeah. Nightcrawler's just the animation with him, and I love the yellow eyes and stuff. But dude, that moment where the Prime Sentinel is like, "Why resist?" and he's like, "I got 6 reasons why," and he's like, and the Nightcrawler comes in, and he's like 9. Like, fucking
that
awesome.
That line was cool, but it really didn't actually make sense to me because I was like, Wolverine's not like Kami's like, I have 6 reasons. Like I'm fighting back because look at what humanity has done to me. Like this is a reason why I'm angry. And then Nightcrawler's like, yeah, and I have 3 swords. Like
no, see, I didn't read that at all. No. I thought it was 6 reasons because I have 6.
He's got claws. 6
claws.
Yeah,
totally. I feel like it can go. For me, I felt like it could go 2 ways. Like I have 6 claws, obviously, but I also like these claws are why I'm fighting back. This is why I'm resisting because I've been made into this monster. Right. But then Nightcrawler's like, his line doesn't quite. I mean, it was a cool line, but it doesn't quite like have as much weight. It didn't really make a lot of sense. Maybe that's just me though. I was like, that's a cool line for Saturday morning, but like, I see what's happening.
Very much so.
Yeah, 2D. Just take it as that.
Just me. It was just me.
I got 6 reasons why I'm going to beat you up.
I'm really cool.
Bub.
Oh yeah, there was no bub line. That would have been nice.
Was there not a bub line the whole time?
There should have been a bub. There probably was.
There might have been one bub, but I honestly don't know. I don't know.
It wasn't iconic.
Probably the first episode.
Right. Yeah, probably. But speaking of that first episode, that first episode where they just before they absolutely sideline Storm the rest of the season, they showcase Storm in such a dope way where they're all fighting the Sentinel, and the Sentinels just stop and they go Omega level threat detected, and it's like, fuck yeah, Storm, and she just and it's like because she is one of the most fucking powerful mutants. And until they nerf her and take her out of commission for like the whole
I guess they needed to for other things for it to be like, because it was nice for the show to acknowledge like this character is OP, and for them to like make the stakes like scarier, they had to take her out.
Mm-hmm.
I think they wanted to give her something to do, because I think in the original, and like so often, Storm is more of a tertiary character, but she's really powerful. But I think it was nice to kind of have her get some main character energy to like have a a hill to climb.
They really did have so many characters shine.
Yeah, every character had a good arc. Like
except for Beast. Well, Beast had some real shit to say with the reporter.
Yeah, he had a little bit there.
Again, that's like his, it's maybe not as much dialogue as others, but he still had like a thing to say.
Yeah.
And that's what's great about it.
Mm-hmm. I think Storm's storyline was probably the weakest for me. Her life death, the couple life death episodes with her and Forge, and the bird demon that she has to kind of conquer.
Thing.
That was kind of random. That felt very Avatar in the last Airbender.
It did.
That was Witcher shit.
Yeah. I heard dope suit. I don't know where she got it, but I don't care. It's cool shit.
Yeah. Man, her second outfit when she comes back, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah, that black outfit. Again, I don't know where it came from.
Where do these clothes come from, though?
I don't know. I don't know.
She makes them from the weather.
She makes it from the lightning. She got the lightning in her.
That's pretty convenient.
That's the fun little Jubilee, like a Motendo commercial episode, half episode. That was fun. Little callback also to that classic X-Men arcade game, which is fun.
Listen, Jubilee's powers are the only ones that are so 90s. Like, her powers are dumb as fuck.
Well, she got firework powers.
Firework powers? Like, they're very vague on the amount of damage she can do with them. Like,
but she fucking rips off Bastion's wings at the end, so I was like, okay, Jubilee.
That's true.
Okay.
Oh, she did? I missed that. I'm pretty sure she shot them in Homeboy's face, and he just wins. He's like, hey, I said I was sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I know her.
And then the very next frame, they're literally colliding, like solar power versus fireworks. So yeah, it doesn't really make a lot of sense.
No.
How many moments you guys have referenced, like action moments? I'm like, I completely don't remember that at all. But there's so much action.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
Oh, I know. Fucking Magneto's speech in the second episode when he just takes everyone to space.
Wait, let me get this, because this was my favorite moment of this show. That was I've watched this maybe 5-6 times now. Like going back.
Remind me. I don't remember.
I wrote down his monologue so I could reshare it with you guys. Okay, because it's so good. So he's on trial, right? He's at the UN. All right. This is what he says in defense of himself. In history's sad song, there is a refrain: believe differently, love differently, be of different sex or skin, and be punished. We sing this song to one another. Oppressed become oppressors. Like, pretty good. Yeah. Okay. And then, oh God, when the guy shoots Storm, that's when shit is fucking gets epic. The music is combining at the same time. Like, the guy shoots Storm. Storm doesn't have her powers anymore. And he's pissed, right? Magneto's pissed because he's trying to be better. He's trying. And he's like, all the X-Men have ever done is use their awesome power to protect the world that hates and fears them. Behold their reward. And he points at her. And he's like, what must we do to be good enough? Is this the high road's destination? If so, I say, as I have too many times before, never again. And then he fucking pulls them into space. And then he puts his foot right over that guy's head and calls him like a bigot, like worm. And he's like, there are times when I would have crushed you. And like the UN people are breathing out. It's like cold because like up in the stratosphere.
Because they're in the upper atmosphere.
Oh my God. Was pretty brutal. And he's just like,
that was so cool.
All I'm asking for is for y'all to share this world with us. And he's like, don't make me disappoint you. And then he takes him back to Earth safely.
Disappoint you is so fucking good.
He said, I think the exact line is like, don't make me let you down. And it's like, holy shit, it's
brutal. Ugh.
The music, that scene was
the music is so fucking strong in this show. Like, there's so many moments where I was like, God damn, like that. Obviously, when Storm gets her powers, there's a moment where they turn the theme into like a choir song for a moment. And it's just one voice when they all go in and attack the asteroid at Bastion, and there's just a voice singing the fucking theme song. I was like, God damn, they pulled out all the stops for this shit, and it's so ridiculous.
That was beautiful.
So good.
Ugh. Yeah, that Magneto speech is
a good way to go out for sure.
Yeah,
so good.
I'm telling you, man, that moment at the UN. Oof. Listen, man, Team Magneto all the way. Like, just the only thing is his outfit in that first arc when he was the good guy. He just has a giant M across his chest. And he's wearing like
the big M
gloves up to here. I'm like, dude,
that was pretty
doing,
whack.
Man? You're Magneto.
I didn't realize that it changed halfway through or towards the end, but it did look.
But yeah, because I mean, he put back on his helmet and became bad Magneto again.
That moment when he fucking just EMPs the fucking planet from the North Pole,
dude, the whole world.
Oh,
I didn't know he could do something like that.
God, I didn't know that either. I think their get out of jail free card was like, he's on the North Pole, magnets, it's fine.
That makes sense. I'll take it. Yeah.
But my God, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Ugh. That was nuts. That was nuts. I did have to note that.
Listen, he had. I think Magneto had a lot of the best lines in this show. Like anytime he spoke, I was listening.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, yeah. I will say there is one line between, where is it? Between Jean and Storm, and it's right before they're about to go. Like they're splitting up between Gold Team and Blue Team, and she said, I gotta find it. Where is it? Here we go. Yeah, they're about to split, and Jean and Storm have seen each other again since they haven't seen in a while. And she just says, Jean says to Storm, "Make them mind your weather, sister." And then she repeats back to her, "And then weather your mind." I was like,
yeah, that's just
really
just cute.
poetry. That's
cool.
just poetry.
Yeah,
I like that they were calling them each other's sisters towards the end. That was really sweet.
Yeah. There's a lot of just like really flowery dialogue and language in here that I really enjoy. Like,
me
just
too.
Took it up a notch from like a general, cartoon.
Yeah, I agree. Oh man, I'm trying to get any last minute things. Talked about some cameos, more Fizzo P, the Goblin Queen.
Yeah, that was weird.
Let me see. I think that's kind of the general thing, pretty much. I mean, obviously, they beat Bastion. He chooses again. I mean, it's a little campy. It's Saturday morning cartoon, but it is very much X-Men. Where Scott at the end, he learns from Professor X, and he still tries to save Bastion at the end. And Bastion's like, "Nah, fuck it, I'm gonna blow up."
Heroes need to stop doing that, man. Some people just need to die. Like, if you're that evil, if you're evil enough where you actually wanted to put stuff in like blast an asteroid plane, you need to just go. It's time to go. No Batman treatment for them.
Well, look, I will say one thing. This is something we haven't talked about. The creator of the show, Bo DeMeo, as we know, was fired like the week before this show came out.
Oh shit.
We don't know why. There are many people have suspected. It is one, allegedly he maybe is a little hard to work with. Two, and this is the one that most people would think is probably why, is he apparently may or may not have an OnlyFans. Yeah, so that might be a reason why. But I could absolutely see this being a weird James Gunn situation where they bring him back for season 2. Because apparently he had already written a lot of stuff for season 2 and worked on a lot of the scripts for season 2. So I don't know. But dude, again, that's a thing where
gotta bring him back.
Who knows?
Especially
what the actual
if that's the worst, like, oh, he's bad to work with and he has an OnlyFans. Okay, those are two things that are completely fine given the current, like,
I don't know,
like, nature of Hollywood and everything.
Well, for all we know, we find out like he eats babies. I don't know.
Yeah, like he hasn't
done anything. No,
unless unless allegations or something come out. But like,
yeah. So I don't know.
With that, bring him back and let him work. Let him cook. Because like, why? Here's my final note on the show. It's like, why can they do something so good and tell such a great story with a cartoon? Something that they probably they're clearly not investing as much resources. And then they put out like the dog shit that we've been getting in live action movies the last few years. I think it's that they feel a little freer, I guess, with this. And I guess you can do more cartoon because you can animate different things, right? So you can have different settings, whatever.
Yeah.
And like obviously live action has budgetary restrictions, but like if you got like half of what this show did in a movie, you would be way better than the movies they've been putting out. It's just they're so bad now. I don't understand. this is a richer story than anything Marvel has put out since the Infinity Saga.
I hope that this is something that they take lessons from, that clearly people enjoy this. They want to see more of things like this, and tackle stuff like this. So I hope that that is like a lesson learned.
Right, because the whole time you're like invested in the whole debate. That's why they love having Professor X debate, Magneto the whole time. It's like you both have valid perspectives, right? And you both have been hurt. Magneto's been hurt a lot more, but like he's not unjustified in the way that he feels. And it's like that's what makes him a compelling character, is that you can see both sides, and that is what makes X-Men so great. So I don't know. I just think they really knocked it out of the park.
Honestly, us talking about it, I might go and check out a couple scenes, because goddamn that,
dude, the UN scene, man. Just watch that again.
The UN scene. I did love the tiny little Summers family reunion with Cable, Jean, and Scott.
Oh,
that was kind of sick. That was fucking sick. I did love that. Them saying goodbye to Cable, what I honestly thought, like, amongst all the chaos, was a great moment.
That was cool
for the three of them. I thought that was very nice. I think that is pretty much the X-Men. What will happen next season, whenever that is to come? Probably some Age of Apocalypse type stuff, but yeah. And look, the X-Men train rolls on with Deadpool and Wolverine coming out this summer. So who knows what that's going to be like. Very exciting stuff. X-Men 97. God damn, what a good show. I'm going to watch that again. That show was so good.
Absolutely. X-Men 98 coming soon.
Yep. Let's do it. All right, guys. That is our main topic for the week, which means it is time to move on to our final segment of the week and say goodbye to Alex for now. We'll see you later, man. Because it is now time for our final segment of the week, Devin, which we like to call Free for All, title pending. This is a segment, listeners, where we kind of do whatever we want. Talk about our day, talk about our life, fight, rant. It is free for all. Devin, you said you got something exciting to talk about. Do you want to go?
I got a funny story for you.
All right.
Given our main topic that we just talked about, I realized that my fiance had never seen the first X-Men movie, live at released in like the year 2000. She just somehow had missed the boat on those. So we went back and watched it. It was like perfectly 90 minutes, like very, very like by the book. But man, the thing I wanted to talk about, and first of all, I should probably say this as well. When I was young, there was a time in my life when I would watch this movie like once a day. Like,
are you serious?
I had like a VHS of it, and I would like rewind it in like the little machine and just put it in. And there was one day where my dad had to stop me from watching it twice in one day. He's like, "What are you doing? Like, you need to not watch X-Men. You already watched it earlier this morning. Why are you watching it again?" So yeah, I just had like a big nostalgia watching this again.
That's hilarious.
But man, the final action. Like, I hadn't seen this movie in maybe, I don't know, 10, 15 years.
We're talking about like Wolverine versus...
They fucking suck, dude. The X-Men suck, except for Wolverine. If they hadn't had Logan there, they would have been fucked. Because, like...
Bruh. Yeah.
Okay, here's how it goes down, right? They walk in the front door, first of all. They walk in the front door of the gift shop. Mystique is just sitting there as the Statue of Liberty, I guess, for some reason. Toad, literally 3v1... So, like, Mystique kind of freaks him out, right? Logan chases after her. Toad, who is like, who the fuck is Toad? He's never important again. Never important in the comics, right? He ISOs Scott. He does the throat thing to incapacitate Jean Grey. And he just kicks Storm's ass immediately. Like, 3v1, and he wins. And then Storm is just, like, walking upstairs trying to get away from him. And he kicks her, like, through a table. And just like completely obliterates the X-Men. And then she just opens a window and delivers probably one of the worst lines of all time. Like, he's like,
"But Devin, what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning?"
I guess the same thing that happens to everything else. Oh man, I looked over. Oh God, cringe, man.
Man, it's so funny.
And
it's
back when we were kids, I was like, "Bro, Storm is so cool. Like, that's the coolest thing ever." That she said. And then like Scott literally only uses his powers in that movie in the worst possible way. Scott,
look,
X-Men 97 did a lot for Cyclops.
They did so good. They did Cyclops so good because those movies did Cyclops so dirty.
He sucks, dude. First of all, like,
yeah.
Let's just talk about it. The only successful thing he does is takes out Sabretooth in the first fight. Other than that, Well, I guess he gets a shot at Magneto at the end, but like he in the train station, completely unaware of his surroundings, blows up a whole roof. Okay, and then in that final fight at the end, all he does is use his little laser. He actually downgrades it just to blast off a little piece of like phlegm, toad phlegm, off of Jean Grey's face. He don't do shit.
Bro, like that, and again, that's the thing. Like that was the era where everyone just loved Wolverine. That was Logan Wolverine's era. Hugh Jackman. I mean, it gave us Hugh Jackman, so there's a reason for it. But like, again, like we talked about during the main topic, that's why the show is so good because they made Cyclops. They made you fucking appreciate and love Cyclops in a way that I think a lot of people don't even realize.
He's still
like, holy shit. There's a reason he's the leader of the fucking X-Men.
Yeah, he definitely showed his power this time for sure. But like, dude, in the movies,
those movies,
oh my god,
poor James Marsden, bro.
We started X2, we haven't finished X2 yet, but like,
oh okay,
dude, X2, he gets wiped again. He takes out like 2 security guards hand to hand, and then bro, he's just so bad. And then he gets killed immediately at the beginning of Last Stand, which was honestly a blessing for everyone. Like that was actually one of the smartest things they did was killing Cyclops at the beginning of that. But like, yeah, I don't know, man. It's just the level of action. I think that living in a post-Marvel world, like you just maybe remember these things differently, but seeing it again in 2024, I was like, good Lord, this final fight is awful.
It's old, bro. It is dated.
It's very old. Very aged.
I think X2 I think is still holds up when you actually watch the whole thing. X2 I think still holds up.
X2, yeah. X2 is pretty great.
But the first X-Men is still like, man, this is the 2000s. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Like,
so anyway,
hilarious. Hilarious.
That's my free for all this week. It was very fun.
No, I love it.
X-Men. Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's sick, man. That's sick. That's so funny. Oh wait, what did Meredith think?
She liked it. I mean, it was like,
yeah.
I think she's lukewarm on it. I think I told her that it's really just so we can watch X2, and so we're halfway through that one. Yeah,
nice. Yeah, that is the best of the three. So
yeah, for sure. I don't think we'll watch Last Stand. I think I forgot what I was looking up, but it's Last Stand. It wasn't during the writer's strike, but there was something going on in Hollywood that affected the quality of that movie.
Yeah, I don't remember why. Because I know they lost the director and then they had to hire someone else. And then Brett Ratner, who sucks in real life, I think, was the one who did it, and it wasn't very good. It might have been a writer's strike. I could be wrong though. It might have been the writer's strike, actually. Honestly,
it could have been. Yeah, I don't know.
If in 2007, it might have been a writer's strike thing. To be honest.
Well, no, the writer's strike was X-Men Origins too. So.
Oh,
that one was during, but they maybe could have both been.
I don't know.
Either way, like I just recently read something about like how, I
it kind of went through production nightmares a little bit. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, that one's. I don't think it's as bad as everyone thinks it is. I think it's fine, but it's not very good. It's fine. It is what it is. Nice. All right, for my free for all. It also a movie, but this is a movie that I literally just watched a couple hours ago. I went out and saw the fucking Zendaya tennis movie, Challengers.
Oh.
I was hoisted into watching this movie. Look, I thought it looked interesting, but like I got to a point where I was like, I'm kind of over Zendaya. She acts the same personally in everything. She's always the very like aloof, I'm too cool for school person, and and in most things, and she still is in this. But I think this is probably her best character in terms of like there's some nuance to some of the stuff she does, and I haven't seen Euphoria either, but I know she also is like very just fucking sad and in that as well. But look, I will say the movie is very well made for the most part. Like it's well shot, like the performances are all fucking great. It's a bit of a soap opera. It's a bit of a love triangle soap opera. I won't get into spoilers, but I will say, listeners, the marketing is 1,000% lying to you. This movie is not about threesomes. It's not just threesome city in here. It's not. If you're going there thinking it's gonna be the sexiest movie in the world, it is not.
There's one threesome, and they probably don't show most of it on screen at all.
There's not okay. Minor spoilers for challengers. There's not even a threesome in the movie.
Oh shit!
There's not a single threesome.
They let us on so bad.
Yep, there's not a single threesome in this movie.
But to be fair, though, if you're only going to see,
yeah, I mean, but look, they market it that way. They know what they're doing. They're calling this like the sexiest movie of the year. Yada. It's not that at all. It is not that at all.
Dude, some guy out there's real disappointed. He went to see
1,000,000%.
Teamed and he
1,000,000.
Tap me in, bro. Tap me in. Eiffel Tower. Oh god.
No.
So many bad jokes.
Yeah. It is not that. It is a very like stressful, anxiety filled. This movie is about tennis, but it's also about relationships. Like it's a love triangle, but there's nothing like what the trailer makes you think. But I will say the performances are good. Across the board, like I said, there's some weird creative shot stuff that I didn't quite work for me. That I was like, now it just feels like you're just playing with the camera for no reason. I don't think this.
Gotcha.
Some of it is yes, some of it no. The ending is very jarring. I'm still kind of thinking about it, which is maybe a good thing. But I did not like as soon as the ending happened, I did not like it. But now that I'm sitting with it, like for like 2 hours later, I'm like, I kind of see what they were trying to do with it. But it's just. It was interesting in a good way.
So do you think it was trying to be smarter than it ended up being, and it could have been smarter, or do you think like they didn't land the plane, or do you think it like?
No, I think they landed the plane that they were trying to.
Okay, I see.
Because I don't honestly think this movie. Like I think the cinematography and all like and music wise, it's a bit artsy fartsy, but I think it's good. It teeters that line of being too artsy fartsy, but I think it does it really well and it is good. I really enjoy the music. There are some because it's done by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, the dude from 9 Inch Nails. They've done a lot of music together, so it's a lot of really synth heavy type of like music like that. Which for the most part, again, I really enjoyed. There were some parts where I was like, this is a little on the nose and the music didn't quite work for me here, but for the most part it is. But yeah, I think they landed the plane, but there was just moments where I had to kind of realize this is a bit of a soap opera, a little bit.
Yeah.
And with this whole love triangle thing. It's a really well produced, well acted soap opera.
Gotcha.
But it's good. No, it's good. I think, yeah, people should go see it. Go check it out. It's a decent time, but it's like by the end, like all of these characters are flawed. No one's perfect.
Yeah.
But which I appreciate that they like the nuance of this stuff. But yeah, it's good. It was worth the watch. It was worth the wait. I know I've been surrounded by memes of this movie, which are just but yeah, I would just say, yeah, don't go in thinking one thing because it's not going to be that.
Gotcha. I think it'll be for me. It'll be one that I put on my Netflix wish list.
Yeah,
never get around to it.
Maybe honestly, I could. Yeah. If I hadn't seen it, if I hadn't been thrown to I was going to see this movie, so and that I wouldn't have gone to see it myself.
Yeah. Well, it's like because you got to be in a very specific mood to want to watch that kind of movie. You know what I mean? It's like we put certain movies like Schindler's List or stuff like that on our list. It's like because you need to see it, or Graveyard of the Fireflies, and it's like, what day am I going to be in the mood to watch that movie?
Right.
Like I need to experience it, but when am I going to be in a place? Because if you're happy, you don't want to ruin your good mood. If you're sad, you don't want to get sadder.
Yep.
But a movie like that, where it's like like you said, it's like anxiety and creating. I don't need that.
There was a lot of this movie. It's done on purpose. Where they'll just have shots that just linger, and I'm just like, I'm so stressed, just sitting. I need the camera to move. I'm so stressed, but it does it. It's purposeful, clearly, and which is why I can't fault it. It does it really well. But for me, I was just like, I hate this. I need the camera to move.
Listen, man, my brain creates enough stress on its own. I don't need that shit.
I know. Exactly.
Give me the comedy.
Exactly. Right? No, yeah, this one. Yeah, no, not this one. Not this one as much. So yeah, challengers, go check it out. But I need Zendaya to. I need her. She's starting to turn into The Rock for me. I need her to do some new. Something different.
Sabbatical.
You need to do something different.
Yeah.
Or that, yeah. But also make your money. Do whatever you want.
What would be new for Zendaya? What would be a new route that she hasn't done yet?
I just be happy. I feel like everything I've seen her, she's angry or just like a bummer.
Like just a nice light rom-com.
Yeah.
There you go.
Or maybe go the action star route. Let's see Zendaya kick some ass.
Well, I mean, Dune.
We barely see her do anything in that movie, though.
True.
The rest of the time, she's just real angry at Paul or some shit.
True.
But yeah. But still, worth a watch. And as usual, shout out to God of War Ragnarok. That is our show, listeners. You can email us at thefortressof@gmail.com, Fortress spelled F-O-U-R. Feel free to email us any feedback, questions, recommendations, or anything like that. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and the YouTube channel at The Fourtress of. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your grandma, tell your cat. Follow the 3 Bollywood R's, rate, review, and recommend us to anyone and everyone you know. Thank you, Jack, for helping edit the podcast every week. Thank you, Brian, for the art, Alex, for the music, and Devin, thank you for being here. Even when you're not here, you can find Brian on Instagram at ITC_, by the way. Alex, Peterson Films, and Devin. I don't know, Devin. I don't know where we'll find you. He's probably, we could find him walking down the street humming the X-Men theme song.
But honestly, yeah, I have been doing that. In recent weeks, I have been.
Got to, man. It's too good. Next week, listeners, I don't know. It all depends. Maybe some Furiosa, which I have heard it's good.
That's this week. Good. Oh man.
I think it is. I think it's this week. So maybe Furiosa, maybe something else. Who knows? But you can find us here either way, listeners. And as usual, happy holidays. Put a code on. It's cold out there.
Mm-hmm.
And we will see you here. It's really fun. It was actually a really nice day today for us. But yeah,
I've gotten to the point now with the pollen where I think I just am tired all the time because I'm sleeping well. I just like,
no.
Yeah, just like mild allergies. It sucks.
That's what I'm saying. Like constantly running at like a 30%.
Yes, it's terrible.
It's constantly running at 30%. I hate it. Yeah.
All
righty, listeners. We will see you here next week on another episode in the Fortress of.